Hey, look at that. A beautiful blonde in a sports car. Today is my lucky day. Please don't think me forward, miss, but you have the most beautiful blonde hair I've ever seen on a... Yes, Mr. Bainbridge. I understand, sir. I am aware of that. No, I will definitely send you the rent check. Well, as soon as I get my check, I'll send you your check. Well, I don't know when it'll be, but it'll be soon. Definitely. Positively. No question about it. Okay. Bye. Definitely? Positively? Who am I kidding? Those words were invented by people to reassure creditors. Whew. Boy, so one time I hate to live alone is when I owe money, you know? Because when I was a kid, I used to screen calls from my father. That time when you might be out of work and money was tight, see? And it happened once in a while. We lived in a suburban town outside St. Louis, Missouri. Just about everybody in town had financial pressures of some kind. In fact, I always thought suburban street names should reflect the lifestyle more of the people that lived there. See, ordinarily, they always have cute little names like Oak Tree Drive, Bluebird Lane. They should have names like Insurance Poor Drive, Orthodontist Place. I have a house beyond my mean street. How about you? Oh, I have a nice little house on Valium Lane. Oh, what's it like? Who cares? But you gotta find some way of coping with all those financial pressures. Let that steam off. You've got to, otherwise you snap. That's why I'm really suspicious of people that have a consistent state of mind, you know? Like people that are happy all the time. I worry about those people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with happiness. That's a great thing to strive for. But all the time? It's just not normal, you know? You see those people on the street. How you doing, Chester? Oh, fine. Everything's fine. No problems. No problem. No problem. Every day, day after day, week after week. How you doing, Chester? Oh, fine. Everything's real fine. Everything's running real smooth. I worry about those people, man. Invariably, they're the ones that flip out. Just snap all of a sudden one day. Oh, what's wrong with Chester? He's not himself today. Yeah, I know. I saw him walking downtown with an M16 carbine, and he looks pissed off. And then it's, morning, Chester. What's the matter with that man? Gotta let that something out once in a while. My folks used to argue a lot, see, when there was a lot of financial pressures. It was just a way of letting off steam. Of course, I read someplace now, some psychologist, a group of psychologists said, I just read this recently, that arguing is bad for you, that venting anger is bad for you. Well, I mean, who knows what to believe? No wonder we're so screwed up and confused. I mean, suddenly we have thousands of psychologists telling us thousands of different things. It's amazing. And everybody's a psychologist, everybody. They all use these psychological phrases. I was out with a woman that kept telling me I should get in touch with myself. I did that when I was 13. I wanted her to touch me for a change. You know, when you set your mind to it, it's amazing what you can read into the most innocent actions. Like, I'm going out with this girl, Sarah, and she left behind some diamond earrings, right? Now, maybe subconsciously that means she really didn't want to leave. Or maybe it means that she wanted me to think about her. Then what it probably really means is she forgot her earrings. You see, that to me, that's more typical of a woman because, not that that's a chauvinistic statement, because it's been my experience with women. They have amazing memories. They can remember something you said in an argument 6 years ago. Yet when it comes to a pair of diamond earrings, they'll just forget them. I mean, women leave things behind that you'd think it was impossible to forget, you know? Oh! Like their shoes. How did she get home without these? Now, there must be some deep-seated psychological reason behind... What am I doing? That's silly. Why do I insist upon reading something into something that's not there? See, it's so easy to get caught up in all this modern jargon. I mean, last night, for instance, a simple after-dinner conversation with Sarah ended up sounding like some seminar in contemporary psychological speech patterns. Well, actually, my wife and I got a very modern divorce. It was on the grounds of bad vibes. And you?
Well, my ex-fiancé never could get his head together. His level of maturity never stabilized.
Sounds like you have it pretty well analyzed.
Well, I used to internalize and traumatize, get reddened eyes and nervous hives.
In other words, you ulcerize.
Oh, right. So I compartmentalize.
Ah, you'd mesmerize, and then your mind would become moisturized, and it shrinks if it's not sanforized.
Well, I've got you categorized.
That's what I rationalized.
You see, you're a comedian, so you scrutinize, you sublimatize your hostility, and consequently, your aggression is actualized.
Funny. I always thought I told jokes.
As I surmise.
Sir,
Yes.
I've collectivized your charges. Do you wish to expedite with monetized paper or personalize with a plasticized card? Enabling you to temporize your false sense of affluence.
I'll plasticize.
Thank you, sir. I'll realize.
What do you say we take our desires back to my place and we'll verbalize?
What if they don't harmonize?
Oh, well, we'll improvise.
And if I don't sympathize?
You'll be penalized. I promise you, as soon as I get Truman's check, I can cover everything. He was supposed to give it to me today.
So was my secretary. I can't lend you another penny.
All I need is my rent.
If I give you the rent, you'll only want money for some other silly extravagance, like food.
Come on now, I've been living very frugally.
Hiring a morning suit is not frugal.
What can I do? I'm going to a wedding.
Oh, well, if it's yours, I hope she's rich. For my sake.
It's not mine. It's the cousin of the girl I've been seeing.
Well, then, try not to catch the bouquet.
What am I going to tell my landlord?
Tell him the world's second greatest lie. The check is in the post.
May I show you something?
No, I'm just looking, thank you.
May I show you something?
No, I'm just looking, thank you.
Well, I'm going to show you something anyway. Yoo-hoo!
May I show you something?
Oh,
I see I'm too late.
hot in here.
Yes, I believe you have a wedding list for Miss Muriel Wright.
I believe we do. Will you come this way?
What a stupid cup. I mean, there's no way in the world you could get your finger through that handle. Might look pretty, but I'll bet that's lethal. Yes, it's very nice. This China's interesting.
Mr. Monteith.
Your fingers are...
Mr. Monteith.
Yes. There's the handle on the cup. Cups aren't the only innocent objects that can cause small wars. Take, for instance, the simple task of looking for a greeting card. Started out as an errand becomes out-and-out warfare. And eventually, you end up needing the get well card.
Yes, just what they want. Don't you think they're lovely?
Oh, beautiful.
Damn! I've forgotten my checkbook. What am I going to do?
Charge it.
I don't have an account here.
Well, I'll drive you back to your place. You can pick up your checkbook.
That would take forever. I hate to ask you this, but, could you?
Pay? Oh. Oh, yeah. Sure. Hey, come on. Hey, no problem. No problem.
I'll pay you back as soon as we get home.
Oh, don't think about it. It's not gonna break me. 200 and, that's a 9. 200.
9.
This
Okay.
is so embarrassing.
Oh, don't be silly. It's all right. Just, plenty more where that came from.
My, what shaky handwriting. What are these funny lines here?
Stretch marks.
Well, what do you think of my car?
Well, she handles great.
Why do men always call cars she?
Oh, it's not just cars. I mean, we call planes she and ships she.
Why?
Well, because they all give a man a good ride.
That's coarse. Would you like to know what I think?
Uh-oh. I detect a sudden onslaught of amateur psychology coming on.
You call things she because you are fulfilling a man's subconscious desire to be in control.
I am?
Yes. You think you can control women, but in reality you don't.
Okay.
So, to compensate for this inadequacy, you call inanimate objects she and treat them the way you'd like to treat women. Steering them, guiding them, ordering them around, commanding them.
Does this seat go back any further?
You didn't hear a word I said.
I did, but what can I say? I've been Freudianized. And I'm also being paralyzed. Are you sure the seat doesn't go back any further?
I'm the only one that ever sits there. She's not used to being sat on by strange men.
Oh, that's strange. A little kinky, maybe.
Are you nervous?
Well, what about?
Meeting the family.
Sarah, I'm a grown man. I'm not some 16-year-old kid who's scared out of his wits about meeting a father who knows exactly what I want to do to his daughter.
So you're not nervous?
No. Terrified.
Son!
Oh, great.
That's a good omen.
Great. Not only do I have to drive 50 miles sucking on my knees, but now I'm blinded by the sun. Whoa! Oh! No, I think the seat just fixed me. Oh, I'll tell you, a woman's car, it's just like a woman's handbag. It's just full of surprises.
Sorry.
Now I was about to meet the parents. You'd think that as a grown man, that would be no problem, you know? But parents are parents. I mean, I could be 85 and still be nervous about meeting the parents of a woman I was seeing. I mean, even if they were younger than me. Of course, when you're a man, the father is the biggest obstacle. I mean, this is his daughter. There have been times when I didn't think I'd escape alive. Once, when I was in the Navy, a fellow sailor, who's soon to become my lifelong enemy, fixed me up with a blind date. Now, this was in Memphis, Tennessee. And in that part of the country, you have to pass inspection by her daddy.
So, sailor boy, how long you in the Navy?
Oh, couple of months.
Drink whiskey?
Oh, no, thanks.
I wasn't asking if you wanted a drink. I was asking, do you drink?
Not really. I mean...
Because you wasn't planning on taking my little girl out and plying her with whiskey, was you?
Oh,
No.
no.
Good. Because my old daddy used to say, Stub, he'd say, ain't but two things in a bottle of whiskey, boxing gloves and a woman's privates.
Yeah.
Where else you planning on taking her?
Get a piece of...
Get a piece of what?
Pizza? Get a piece of pizza.
You believe in having premarital physical relations with a woman? You heard me, sailor boy.
Oh, no. No, that would be a sin.
Good. 'Cause nothing makes my blood boil more than to see some young stud take advantage of some sweet young thing.
Oh, I know what you mean, Mr. Hanlon.
I was out hunting last fall. and I come across this big old stag. He'd mounted this poor little deer. Scarce more'n a doe. Do you think he cared? No. All he cared about was getting another notch on his horns. So, I took little old Loretta here, and I snuck up behind him, and I let him have it with both barrels. Oh, yeah. I filled him with enough buckshot to make him stiffer than an Indian's upper lip. That's him on the wall up there. We had sweetbreads for dinner that night. Cooked them myself. Now, boy, I don't know you from a bag of assholes. But I want to make sure when you take out my little Janine that you treat her with respect.
Oh, I will. She'll be as safe with me as she would be with God.
Watch your mouth, boy.
Hi-yo!
Oh.
Have you and Daddy been getting to know each other?
Say, you know something? I gotta get back to the base. I just remembered. I've been called up for war. Just completely slipped my mind.
Now, hold on there, boy. You come here to show my girl a good time, and that's just what you're gonna do. Unless you want to end up on the wall there.
Yeah, but the war.
I don't give a damn if the Roshians are crossing the Mississippi. You're gonna take my girl out. Now, if need be, I can open a can of number 10 whip ass and show you I mean business.
Oh, no. Oh, what the heck? The old war can wait, huh? We'll go someplace dark. I'm allergic to light, see? And to crowds.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'll take you down to the cemetery and show you where Mom is buried.
That'd be real nice, Jenny.
Yeah.
I think this boy would like that.
Yeah. Oh, I just love cemeteries. You know what they say? Everybody's just dying to get there.
Oh, good night, Daddy.
Yeah.
Goodbye now. Bye, son.
And the thing about those daddy's girls is that they can't wait till they're away from daddy.
Ah, Sarah, there you are.
Hello. Can I introduce Kelly Monteith? Kelly, this is...
I saw the likeness right away.
This is...
Mr. Wright.
Matthew Bywood, my father's partner.
Oh, right. That's right. Pleasure to meet you.
Where's Daddy?
I saw him heading towards the drinks.
Sounds like Daddy. I'd better go and see if I can find him. Excuse me. See you in a minute.
Beautiful girl. I've known her since she was 7. And her father and mother hadn't got a pot to cook in. Lucky the man that gets her. I gather you haven't met the Wrights.
Oh, no, not yet.
I remember when I met my wife's parents. 2 weeks later, we were honeymooning in Brighton. Didn't know what had hit me. Still don't, actually.
Well, that's it's not going to happen to me.
That's exactly what I said. What is it the French say?
Married.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Well, see you in church.
What I hate about these affairs is the relatives' curiosity.
Kelly, I'd like you to meet my Aunt Beryl.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Pleased to meet you.
So this is the one your mother told me about?
Now, this curiosity is perfectly understandable. But I can't help feeling like some specimen that they're examining through a magnifying glass. I feel like they're studying my every pore.
You're a television person, aren't you?
Yes?
And you're American.
Yes.
How do you explain that?
Well, I was born there.
You'll have to excuse Aunt Beryl. She's the nosy one in the family. Now, don't move. We're going to find Mummy.
That's what the aunt's like. I can imagine what the mother's gonna make of me.
Hiya, Mom, Pops. Hey, baby, you didn't tell me your old lady was such a good-looking tomato. What's the matter? You don't like tattoos?
You're not at all what I expected.
Oh, well, thank you. Probably expected a sailor covered in tattoos, huh?
Tattoos?
Huh? Oh, yeah, silly joke. I don't have any tattoos. No, I never had any tattoos. Did you ever have any tattoos, Mr. Wright?
No. Used to play around with transfers as a child, but tattoos.
Oh, of course not. You're definitely not the tattoo type. Don't even know why I ask. Oh, thank God. food.
Hungry?
Starving.
That's a sign of tension release.
Oh, it's a sign that my stomach is saying to my brain, if you don't get some food soon, I'm gonna faint. I'm just glad it's a buffet and not a great big formal dinner. Because those occasions never fail to bring out my social insecurity. First off, I'm confronted with a baffling array of glasses, and I have to try and figure out which one is mine. I only have two choices, both of which are wrong. Then, with great confidence, I reach for my roll, which apparently wasn't mine to begin with. And what little roll I'm left with quickly becomes communal bread. Next, I keep missing out on the butter. Not that I've got much of a roll to put it on. But this is only the beginning of my nightmare. See, more decisions lie ahead. And I quickly find out that he who hesitates is outmaneuvered out of a salad. So I resort to the one course left to me. And I end up stealing food. But what's worse is when I'm confronted with pieces of cutlery whose purpose I can't even begin to imagine. Hey, how come nobody's eating?
Nobody wants to be first. It's like kids at a dance, but as soon as one couple gets up, everybody will get up.
Want to dance?
This wedding must have cost a packet. Getting married today is such an expensive business.
Oh, you can say that again.
Kelly's been through this once already.
Oh, did you have a big wedding like this?
Oh, no, it was just the three of us. Me, my wife, and my checkbook.
Oh, my God, your check.
Did it bounce already?
Oh, no, I forgot to pay back for China.
Oh, don't worry. No problem.
Oh, no, I insist on paying you back.
Okay.
I'll write you a check as soon as we get home.
Oh.
Sarah, Muriel's going to throw up a bouquet.
Oh, goody. This is my favorite bit.
Oh, be careful. You might catch it. As the leper said to the missionary. Oh, no. I'd do it again.
Did we or did we not have a discussion last Friday about your overdraft?
We did.
Did we or did we not agree to write no more checks?
You did.
Do you recognize this?
I do.
And this?
I do.
You know what this means.
I'm in deep doo-doo.
Precisely.
Look, I should get that check today.
Oh, not that mythical check again.
It's not mythical. I promise you I'll get that check today.
Mr. Monteith!
Oh, Mr. Bainbridge.
Mr. Bainbridge.
Mr. Salisbury!
Mr. Monteith, I'm Mr. Lawton.
Mr. Lawton.
Mr. Monteith!
Mr. Bainbridge, I was just about to call you.
About that check! Mr. Hemmel, I was just about to call you. About that check! Mr. Bainbridge, this is Mr. Deckel. He's expecting a check from me, which I can't give him until I get a check from you. Which I can't pay you until I get a check from him.
And I can't give you a check until I get a check from Mr. Truman.
Oh, Mr. Monteith, I was just about to call you.
About that check.
Mr. Truman, I'm Bainbridge. Mr. Bainbridge. This is Mr. Hemmel, Mr. Deckel. Mr. Truman. Mr. Truman. Mr. Hemmel, Mr. Deckel.
Mr. Truman, Mr. Lawton. Mr. Truman?
Mr. Lawton.
Mr. Truman, I think I've waited long enough.
Mr. Monteith, I'll give you your check just as soon as I get mine from Dinko Enterprises.
Then you must be Video Classics, Inc.
Yes.
Oh, well, I am Dinko Enterprises, and I shall give you your check when I get my check from Mr. Hemmel.
I'll pay you when I get my check from Mr. Bainbridge. And I'll pay you when I get my check from Mr. Monteith.
And I'll pay you when I get my check from Mr. Truman.
And I'll pay you when I get my check from Mr. Deckel.
Is there such a thing as group bankruptcy?
Speaking as a banker, my first question is...
Where's the gents?
Please, Mr. Truman. A wise man pees when he can, a fool pees when he has to. And this is no time to be a fool.
Now, what we have here is a classic case of check constipation. Surely you gentlemen have other funds?
Not at this moment. My money's tied up.
My assets are frozen.
My accounts are in arrears.
My principal's limp.
Couldn't you borrow?
I'm in debt up to my knees.
I'm in higher than that.
I depend on his check.
It's been a slow year.
My business fell off.
Perhaps a reduction in lifestyle.
I have 3 ex-wives.
I have 2 kids away at school.
I have a paternity suit.
I have an ex-wife and 2 lawyers.
I have a brother in prison under bladder infection.
Mr. Salisbury?
Mr. Lord? Oh, excellent.
Mr. Salisbury, now I believe we found the solution. We're prepared to extend Mr. Monteith's overdraft by the amount of his rent.
Then he can pay me and I can pay Mr. Hemmel. I can pay Mr. Dick.
I can pay Mr. Truman.
And I can pay Mr. Monteith.
And I can pay off some of my overdraft.
That's settled there. But I warn you, gentlemen, the bank does not look favorably upon these financial shenanigans. What would happen if countries behave like this?
Mr. Dawson?
Yes, Ferguson?
It's Mexico on the line. They say you can have your check tomorrow as soon as they get their check from Peru. Who are waiting for a check from Italy.
Why were you so nervous at the wedding?
I wasn't nervous.
You were sweating like a pig.
Look, with the price of pork today, that's a compliment. Besides, that church was like a steam bath. You know, speaking of weddings and marriage and everything, there's been something I've been wanting to ask you.
Yes?
I'm a little nervous about it.
Nervous about what?
Well, I don't quite know how to put it, really.
Well, it's not like you to be lost for words.
Well, would you... I mean...
Yes?
Could you...
Could I what?
Can you... I mean, could you... Will you...
Look, will you just please get to the point?
Will you pay me for the china? I'm sorry, I hated to ask you, but I had to.
That's all right. For a moment, I thought you were going to ask me to...
To what?
Nothing.
Wait a minute. You didn't think I was going to ask you to...
What?
No. Anyway, about that check.
Look, I'm sorry I haven't paid you back, but I've been waiting for a check.
The world has been waiting for a check.
Well, they promised me I'll get it tomorrow, just as soon as they get their check.
I know. And they wonder why we drink.